Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm continuing with the astrology series for the rising signs. We're up to the rising sign of Capricorn, and this is obviously for February this year. Now we did have three planets that were in retrograde: Mars, Mercury, and Uranus, but they're not in retrograde anymore. However, if you haven't watched these videos before, with any planet that does go retrograde, there's not just the actual retrograde time, the phase thing that it does. It's also got a time beforehand and a time after. So it's called the pre-shadow, then the retrograde, and then the post-shadow. So essentially we're in the post-shadow phase of all three of the retrograding, all three planets that were in retrograde. Venus will be also in retrograde in a few months, I think. So, but I don't think that her pre-shadow is nearby yet, though. But yeah, so we don't need to worry about it for February at least anyway, and probably not March. But yeah, so anyway, I've pre-pulled the first four decks, and the first four decks are the astrology. I haven't seen the cards, so I'm not sure what has come through for you guys. We'll be finishing it after that with some messages from the numerology guidance cards. I'm really feeling a bit funny at the moment, sort of a bit all over the place. Then we'll go into some notes from the universe on abundance for you guys to see what abundance messages you can get for February, and then we'll finish it off with some guardian angel cards. I think I'm a little all over the place because my phone camera isn't the best, and it's been sort of acting strangely and cutting out videos and everything like that. So I'm sort of in a bit of a panic mode, which is probably because I've got a lot of Virgo in my chart. So I want things to be just so, and they're not, and it's just driving me nuts. Anyway, so let's get started, and hopefully we'll get through the reading and it won't cut out. So I'll try not to babble too much, but I want to make sure I get the focus for you guys. That this is what this is about. That if you haven't seen these videos before, that taking a look at the different areas of your chart that might be helpful for you to navigate this month. Specifically, you know, what areas of your chart and signs and houses and all that sort of thing. So let's get going. New moon. Okay, so as I'm doing this, we haven't yet had the full moon, but I'd say that that is reiterating the new moon to come in a couple of weeks' time, which is also good. And I'll be reading this one because it's actually getting the new moon card in this particular deck is pretty darn lucky. So Venus, wow. Venus is about love and luxury, and values in general, like, because Venus is the planet that rules Taurus and Libra, and Taurus is about is also, well, Taurus covers the second house. Taurus themes cover the second house. You don't have your second house in Taurus. You have it in Aquarius. Yeah, Capricorn, Aquarius, yeah. 12th house. And so that's also about what you value, including your own self-worth. 12th house is Piscean themes. Now, I say themes because, again, 12th house is in Sag for you, not Pisces. But, yeah, and Neptune rules 12th house and Pisces. So we've got something coming through with that. Chiron's the known as the wounded healer, and about any wound. We've all got some sort of wounds through our life, and generally it's about from way back and dealing with those wounds. Taurus, again, second house themes, as I was saying, is Taurus, but Taurus is not in your second house. It is fifth, I think, fifth house. I'm trying to move the cards over because you've got quite a few cards. Lunar eclipse. Okay, well, a few months back, well, last year, we had the eclipses, and I think that this in particular is, in some way it's affected you. Now, lunar eclipse is, as you can see, the full moon. I don't know if you saw it close up. But yeah, that one's the full moon, which is interesting because that's the new moon on this end and full moon on that end. Okay, second house. I've been going on about second house, so it's no surprise it came through as well. And as I said, that's Taurus themes, and it's in Aquarius for you. Okay, Saturn. Well, Saturn's not in retrograde. Saturn is your ruling planet. You know, Saturn is the ruling planet of 10th house and Capricorn sign. Waning gibbous. Okay, well, you might need to take note of when the waning gibbous. Now that's waxing is moving towards the full moon. Waning is moving away from it. So this is probably around 3 days after the full moon, actually. So you might actually, if I get this uploaded in time, this might be significant for you a few days after the full moon, which is on, I think it's, depending on where you are in the world, it's either the 5th or the 6th of February that the full moon's going to happen, full moon in Leo. And so that's like around 3 to 4 days after that. So it'll be what, 8th, 9th, or even 10th maybe, around that time frame of February. Okay, we have 6th house, that's Virgo themes, not in Virgo for you. Gemini, I think. And Aquarius, no surprise there because there seems to be a lot of Aquarius and Pisces themes for you. Now I'm going to jump into the book for a few of these because I feel like this lunar eclipse, because full moons are generally about letting go so that you can release what's blocking you and then be open to bringing new things in. And I think that's really what this is reiterating. The actual eclipse, there might have been some sort of ending or something that's affected you in some way, and or, like I said, that you might be letting go of something which will be healthy for you. And look, it's also reminding you there as well. That's another chance that you, if you work with the moon, which I highly recommend, to release anything that's not working. You know, even if you just sort of saying it to yourself, with the moon work, it's about writing it down so that technically what's going on is it's getting out of your head, getting onto the paper, and then you just rip it up or burn it, and then it's, you know, energetically sent out to the universe. That's the idea around it. And since we've got this one reminding you of something that might have happened or something that's happening now because of that, around that time of the full moon eclipse back a few months back last year. But this one, I think, if you're open to doing moon work, I think even, because the thing is, it's not just like whether a new moon or full moon, if you're doing new moon or full moon work, it's not just that you have to go, oh, I've got to do it right on that time frame within 1 or 2 days of the moon phase. This you can really do release work all the way up to like an hour before the new moon, because there's the balsamic phase and then there's the new moon as well, see? So I think this is reiterating that if you're open to it, that I'd highly recommend it, because you've got to clear out whatever has upset you or not working, so that you can be clear for that. Because this, when I read it, you'll get what I mean when I read this new moon card, because it's actually pretty darn good. And it's great that it started the reading for you with the new moon. So hopefully I'll get this. I know I'm going on a bit, and I'm trying not to do that because I want to get this video not cut off. So this is it here, and I'll read it off camera because it's too fuzzy through my phone. This phase represents the starting point of the lunar cycle. It is where the subconscious and the conscious mind share the same plane, and this means you should focus on your aspirations, because that's 10th house, your ambitions, career ambitions. 10th house, Saturn is your ruler, Capricorn. Well, 10th house hasn't come, but 10th house and Capricorn are ruled by Saturn. So anyway, what was I saying? Sorry. You should focus on your aspirations and emotional desires. If you plant the seeds, they shall grow. Think of the new moon as a blank page where you control the story. What do you wish for most? This can also be a period of uncertainty and insecurity because we cannot see the moon's glow. Well, no, I think that it's, I mean, yes, in a way it could be insecurity, but I don't get that from this. I don't think it's so much about that, unless maybe it is the Neptune Pisces themes going on in Chiron. I think it's more about letting go of anything, because 12th house is Piscean themes, like self-sabotage, fears, and Saturn as well can bring up fears that may not necessarily be, how do I put it? We may be more fearful than we need to be in that sense. If that, I don't know if I'm making sense. Hopefully I am. I saw Venus there. But yeah, because look, the new moon is bringing good luck. To start the reading with that, with Venus right next to it, I think it's, yeah, I think it's about, I mean, you would work well with Saturn because Saturn is the ruler of your sign. So you kind of, hopefully will see where I'm coming from in that you can take a balanced approach to any fears that might have been holding you back. Now we've got Taurus and second house come through as well. Second house is Aquarius, so that's all come into. Sixth house is Virgo themes, Gemini, communication. What else? I think it's about clearing away any self-sabotage, and as well, because that's a negative side of 12th house and Pisces, is the self-sabotage, addictions to any, addictions can be anything like that, or obsessions, which kind of also can be Scorpio as well, but Scorpio hasn't come through here yet. But I think, yeah, I think that that's got to be the focus. Something's come up from then. Clear any fears about it with this so that you can open up to what the new moon wants to bring in a couple of weeks' time. Or so. It'll be more than a couple of weeks because we haven't had the full moon yet. Depending on when I upload this, I hopefully will upload it in time. I've got to stop babbling because I don't want this to cut out. Sorry. So Venus, it is time to appreciate the beauty in your surroundings. Too often we rush through life, which is what I'm trying to do with this reading. I'm sorry. Too often we rush through life Never stopping to appreciate the simple things. Food and shelter, second house Taurus, yes. Food and shelter are human needs, but we also need enjoyment. We need pleasure and intimacy. We need laughter and we need rest. Without these, we are just empty shells, prone to depression and loneliness. And here we go with the Neptune 12th house themes. Depression, yes, of course. Venus serves as a reminder to pamper yourself every now and then. You'll be more productive in the long run. Yeah, see, that's the thing as well, especially because there's no shade. I'm not throwing shade on you because I have a lot of Virgo, so I'm always wanting to get things done, and I put my own needs aside, and self-care from quite often I've done that too, and I'm less productive when I don't make that time for self-care. And really, by not looking after ourselves, we're blocking what wants to come through for us with the new moon. Okay, so yeah, you'll be more productive with self-care. You could be going through a period of attraction right now, whether you are attracting material items or romantic interests. Venus wants you to not only enjoy it, but to utilize it. How can you use this magical energy you are radiating to serve yourself? So often we are told not to be selfish or to put our needs first. Exactly. But in fact, you must. When you are happy, the people around you are happier as well. Yeah. I think that there was a saying, I think it's a little stereotype, but there is a stereotype. But I think the saying goes something like, if mum's not happy, nobody's happy. And I think, in a sense, it's not like you can put yourself in the position in that sense that you're the mum in the analogy. If you're not happy, then how are you able to radiate happiness for everyone else, and vice versa? So sorry guys, this is another in-your-face reading, I think, because it's kind of really, I keep coming back to the self-care thing. Okay, where's Neptune? Okay, now that's the Neptune there. Sorry. Now is the time to retreat into solitude and do some self-reflection, self-care, boom. A spiritual check-in is sorry, I can't see with the lighting. A spiritual check-in is the ultimate form of self-care, especially in a world filled with a superficial noise. This constant barrage of messages that prey on our deepest insecurities can lead us down a dark path. Neptune can grant you the ability to tune out all the fakery and realign with your universal truth. What calls to you on the highest psychic plane? It could be divinity, it could be beauty, it could be joy, anything. No matter what it is, you can reconnect to it by being still. Yeah, self-care. And look, you don't just have to do it 3 days after the full moon. Any time that you've got, perhaps between then and the new moon, any time, even on the full moon itself. I mean, that's like around nearly 2 weeks before the new moon, so that you can clear the way. If you've been engaging in self-destructive behaviours, now is the time to stop. As long as you are living on this planet, you have the choice and ability to better your life. Don't let negative thoughts take that away from you. You have a purpose here, even if you have forgotten it. Neptune is giving you the chance to come back from the brink. Take it. Okay, Chiron. Where's Chiron? I think Chiron's up the back with the asteroids. Where are you, Chiron? There you are. Okay, and Chiron's right next to Neptune, which is 12th house themes. Chiron appears when we have that nagging feeling of self-doubt we just can't shake. You already have all the tools you need to solve your problem. You just have to do some deep reflection to find them. Try as we may, even the most evolved of people carry their trauma with them everywhere they go. How they use this trauma is what is important. Are you lashing out at those around you, or are you focusing your emotions on something productive to better your life and the lives of your community? Aquarius, community, 11th house themes. This asteroid carries with it a delicate balance between inward focus, tending to yourself, and outward focus, tending to others. Swaying too far in one direction can make us overindulgent and selfish, and the other way can leave us feeling neglected and burnt out. This is an ongoing theme of life that we all must experience at one point or another, and that every sign has that issue. And see, second house is in Aquarius. And I narrow that down to money and self-worth. And here we've got, like I said, with Venus being Taurus second house themes, money and self-worth. And healing your Chiron wounds, that's sort of what I seem to be picking up here. Now, we'll go back to the planets and read Saturn for you. 2 steps forward and 1 step back is the slogan for Saturn. If he is showing up for you, you are probably in the midst of a major life test. It can feel like no matter what you do, you just can't get ahead. This isn't actually the case. You are moving forward, but Saturn just likes to make sure you are certain of your direction. Are you making responsible choices? Are you utilizing your tools to the best of your ability? Make sure you are clear about these things because you will have a final exam. If you are going through a period of chaos and confusion, you need to look to Saturn for advice. What areas of life can you organize and restructure? What behaviors are no longer serving your best interests? If you can effectively let go of the things that are holding you back, you will have more time to focus on your major goals and aspirations. It's reiterating exactly what I said right from the start. The new moon is good energy. You've got something to look forward to here, a lot, The full moon has brought something up from the eclipse time frame, and it's time to clear out how you feel around that perhaps, and remove the fears. That's what I was thinking too, that the fears, how do I put it? It's not that you're deluding yourself or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just that sometimes our fears can take us over and be a little stronger than they need to be, if that makes sense. Okay, let's jump into the rest of it before the camera has a chance to cut off. Oh dear. Saturn, part of you that accepts challenge to gain wisdom. And that shouldn't be a problem for you because Saturn rules your sign anyway. So Aries, the energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading, impulsive action is likely. Virgo themes. Virgo, where's Virgo for you? 9th house, I think. The energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. Something with community, money and self-worth, and duty. Well, in astrologers, when they're looking to a person's career, they will look to the 10th house and the 6th together, like what's going on for the both of them. So it's really not a surprise that Saturn and Virgo have come through as well, not just because Saturn's your ruling planet. Venus, so we've got Venus twice, money and self-worth, values, how you value yourself. You need to step that part of it up. The part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables, and you deserve that too. I said you need to step that up. Your own self-worth is, you don't need to do anything, but it would be helpful to up the ante with your self-worth, I think, because you have got things to feel worthy about. And things will come in. So this isn't just saying, oh, everything's bad and that's it. No, It's not saying that at all. It's whatever has been holding you back, it's time to let that go. So you've got this clear road ahead for your wishes to manifest at the new moon. Libra. Well, that says the idealist. And Libra's 7th house themes, not in 7th. Oh my goodness, it's in 10th house. I was just talking about 10th house. 8th house, Scorpio themes, intimacy. I mean, normally people see intimacy, think of intimacy as between others. But intimacy, you can feel a measure of intimacy with yourself. Be intimate with your own self, your own emotional self, to heal some of those Chiron wounds. No one's going to heal their Chiron wounds in 5 minutes flat, you know. We all have Chiron wounds, but starting to heal some of them is a step in the right direction. Sextile. Well, this is an aspect, what's known as an aspect, and this says opportunity. So if you get sextiles and trines, that's good aspects to get. Conjunction. This can be either good or not. It depends on what is conjuncting, and then it also depends on if it's aspecting some other area of the chart. But this is saying empowerment. So there's the opportunity to empower yourself. And once you're empowered, like we were saying earlier, it's going to be tough to look after other people and try to make other people happy if we're not doing it for ourselves. Empower yourself, then you can empower others. Okay, you had a stack of cards come through here, and this deck, I'm going to be reading from the guidebook as well from this one, because there's upright and reversals in this one. And the upright is known as the gift and the reversal is known as the challenge, which challenges aren't always necessarily bad. So let's see what goes on. Opposition. Okay. That says confrontation, and we had Aries come through, which Aries is generally a confrontational kind of energy. Mars in reverse, well, that just reminds me that we had Mars in retro, and he's still in, at this point that I'm doing this reading, he is recording this reading, he is still in his post-shadow. Retrograde, let's see, this is saying review, but maybe you've done the reviewing already, because this is in the challenge position. See, so either you've done the review of whatever it needed to be, or you've been avoiding it. First house, arrival. First house is where your rising sign is seen. Now, I will show the pictures of the cards once I'm going through them individually when I read them from the book. Uranus, this is the gift. So Uranus is about sort of like breaking free. Well, Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius and 11th house. It's community, it's beating the tune of your own drum kind of thing. Capricorn, your rising sign. See, these are in gift position. Gemini, we mentioned Gemini, didn't we? That was 6th house, yeah. Ceres, that's a asteroid. Pisces, Neptune, 12th house themes. Pisces, not in 12th house for you, it is, it's 3rd house, Gemini. The 3rd house Gemini themes. Pisces is in your 3rd house. 6th house, we've got that come back again, and again it's in the gift position. I really hope I get through all these. 9th house is in reverse. Ooh, okay. All right, let's jump straight in then. We'll go with 53. I'll try not to get on a tangent because I don't want this phone cutting off. Okay, so we've got opposition, and it's in the gift position. So the gift of the opposition is This situation offers you a chance to burn through karma if you can continually respond with compassion and tough love from your highest self. Take the high road. Yeah. Wow. Quite a I'm not laughing at you. This I'm just sort of like it's like really getting in your face kind of thing. Okay, so Mars is in the challenge position, and we've got domineering willfulness, misuse of sexuality, anger, belligerence, yep, and a warlike mentality are the shadow side of Mars. Break the momentum if your situation heads downhill. Stop for a moment and think through your next move. Yeah, see, because as I said, with the planets, even though they were in retro and they're not anymore, there will still be some, I guess, tendrils from it where there'll be frustrations with communication and all that for any sign. So when we're already feeling that way, our communication isn't going to be really the best for us at the time. So sometimes, and it might not be you, it might be someone else that's putting fuel to the fire. You know, the Aries is a fire sign. Mars is the ruler of Aries. 15 is retrograde. So maybe it's just take a step back if you feel like things are getting a bit prickly with anyone or anything. Take a step back where you can, take a breather. It might, like I said, it might not be you that's in that energy. It might be someone else, but you don't need to take that on board. Okay, retrograde says in challenge, it's not a time, tempting though it may be, to reminisce, pick at old scars, or revisit a painful situation from your past just because you want the emotional charge of anger or the excuse to wallow in memories of betrayals and regrets. You've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and don't need to do it again. Wow, this is really heavy hitting, this one. But the thing is, these are this is the thing, if you know about how the energies will affect you, whether planets are retrograde or in their post shadow or whatever, if you already know ahead of time, then it's sort of forewarned is forearmed, and you're not sort of going to have it take you by surprise and sort of think, oh, well, that went south really quickly, I wonder why. Well, you already know ahead of time, so it won't go south, whatever's going on for you. Okay, first house is your rising sign. So you might have also had, well, what number is it? 39. Some difficulty sort of trying to maybe assert yourself, Aries, Mars, because the rising sign is the thing that the world sees of all of it, of each of us. And maybe you've been hiding that back, and you shouldn't sort of hold yourself back for the sake of others. You've got to look after yourself too. First house, arrival, and it's in the challenge position. You are challenged to see beyond the shallowness of appearances, see behind smoke screens, and take responsibility for how you are perceived. Exactly. And see, it's right next to Uranus, which wants to break free, and Uranus is upright. It's not in the challenge position. Can you see? I don't know. I think you can. I'm trying to fly through these so that it's not going to cut out, because it's cut out a few of them this month. I don't know what's going on. It was going fine for a while, and then it's just suddenly decided, no, I'm going to cut out on almost all the videos. So it's, yeah. As I said, I've got a lot of Virgo, and when things don't go the way I expect them to, it's sort of like, ah. Anyway, so this is in the gift position, and it says, prepare for an evolutionary leap. Shocking circumstances can force you to engage gifts you didn't know you had and help you transform. Exactly. Now, we had 8th house intimacy. 8th house is Scorpio themes, and the ruler of the 8th house is Pluto and, well, they're co-rules, Pluto and Mars. See, and Pluto is about the Phoenix rising. So here we go. We haven't even got through the whole thing, and already I can see where this theme is going. That you need to clear this negativity bit, and not take it on board anymore. It's not your story. It doesn't need to be your story. You are not those external attributes in transformation. You will not dissolve. A caterpillar is still internally the same creature once it becomes a butterfly, which is exactly what this reading is telling you is going to happen for you. Right now, you're in the caterpillar stage, and you're not going to lose yourself by accepting and allowing yourself to turn into the butterfly. And then we've got Capricorn, 10th house. Capricorn, achieve, and this is in the also in the gift position, and it says, oh, it's off camera, is it? I don't know. Sorry. The gift. Wisdom grown over time and through mature experience is the gift of Capricorn, as is connection to the spiritual traditions and disciplines that offer a sound foundation for our evolution. Right, spirituality is Pisces, 12th house. That's the good, the positive sides of Pisces 12th house themes. So yeah, okay. Then our next card is Gemini, and it says cross-pollinate. Right, yeah, cross-pollinate. So this makes me think of Aquarius 11th house themes. Okay, so this is in gift position. Gemini's gift is an open mind and a sense of universal siblinghood. We are all in this together. The soul knows how to find itself back in equilibrium if we just let all parts communicate. Help the unexpressed feelings, persons, and elements within the community be heard, including yourself. You have a right to speak out and speak up about how you feel and think about things too, because that's the whole thing, isn't it? A community isn't just one or two people and, you know, everybody just making them happy. Community is all of the people together, and they all are just as important as each other. And our Ceres is also upright in the gift position. There is sacredness in your daily life, loving, feeding, nurturing, gardening, and being in family, whether chosen or biological, are all part of a powerful spiritual path. The mother holds you. Yeah, see, so you've got some nurturing here. So you don't have to do this all alone. Back to 12. I know I'm kind of, well, I actually don't know if I feel like I'm flying through these, but there's a lot of cards and I don't want to cut off. Oh dear. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll try to make it make sense somehow. Gift. Tune into a healthy ecosystem with Pisces sensitive perception. We are all cells in the body of the one. Healthy individuals contribute to the health of the whole. And there's the 6th house Virgo themes as well. And the make time to clear things for yourself, to take care of yourself, to love and nurture yourself, because then that will radiate out to others who will then radiate it back to you. So you can give to others as well as getting, balanced reciprocation. Now we've got 6th house. Again, like I said, they seem to be reiterating each other. Okay, 6th house gift. You can create a beautiful and sustainable ecosystem out of your life as you pursue a delicious, healthy work-life balance. Yeah, because the Capricorn themes is about career and achievement and work. But the series is about home life. Fourth house, Cancerian themes. Fourth house, where's fourth house? Ah, fourth house is in Aries. Right. Sorry, I get a bit overexcited when I sort of see it all connecting together. Sorry about that. Yelling in your ear. Okay, so last one to read is ninth house in challenge position. When you finally break through and can see the far horizons, it can be difficult to reconcile the allure of those infinite possibilities with the familiarity of the people close to you. Both are important. Again, work-life balance. Right. So it's clear what you can. Work on you, because we can't control others, but we can certainly control how we act and react. Yeah, clear the way for yourself, because new things are wanting to come through. Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered. Show the universe that you care about you, and the universe will show that back to you through others, because others will care about you as well. Because you will be able to care for people when you're caring for yourself better, if that makes sense. Okay, what numerology for the Capricorn risers for the month of February? What could help them? Hang on, let's go again. Okay. Okay, what have we got? Well, boom, this one came through. Communication, 33. And we had Gemini, third house themes. 3 and 3 together is 6, temporary opportunity. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's never going to come through again. But, yeah, it's and it's a master number, see, as well. What is 3? Yeah, the 3 is action, activity. Third house, communication, yeah. Oh, whoa, all really yellow. Creativity, 3. We got a 3 again. Oh, my goodness. All 3s. Happy ending. See, you're going to have that happy ending. And there's the bit of purple crown chakra. This looks like, yeah, I think this is solar plexus, really. Because the sacral is the orange one. You don't have a lot of orange. Yeah, I think it's the solar plexus that's chakra that might be something you can work on. Okay, this card looks like it wanted to come through even though I haven't shuffled. So I'm gonna read this one. That sort of seemed to want to come through on its own. Okay. If it was just about surviving, getting by and keeping things the way they are, then how would you explain your wild imagination? If it was just about sacrifice, selflessness and altruism, then how would you explain your burning desires? And if it was just about thinking, reflection and spiritual stuff, then how would you explain the physical world? Get the picture? Want it all? That's what it's there for. Vroom, vroom, the universe. Yeah, see, this deck, if you haven't seen these readings before, with this deck, it's as if the universe is specifically speaking to you. So is there any other messages? I think that might have been it. Yeah. Nothing's jumping. Yeah, no. I think that, yeah. I think it's sort of short and sweet. It's grabbed my eye. Yeah, let's see what messages from the guardian angels for you then. What do the guardian angels want you to know? Oh. Do we have any other messages for the Capricorn risers? Yep. From from the guardian angels. Whoop, oh my goodness, okay. All right. Okay, let's see if we can get through all these, hopefully, in time. Okay, all righty. I think we've got, okay, sorry, we're all over the place. Okay, so conflict. Feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants, and this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love and what you think. Do what you would love and not what you think you should. Courage. Dare to be different, to make mistakes. Create, for it is in creation that you exist.